Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvasesha Sunyavadini Paschachare Satarine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvasesha Sunyavadini Asachare Shatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. With your permission, with your kind blessings, we'll try to share something. We'll try to remember our indebtedness to Srila Prabhupada and all of our acharyas. We're going back to now Thursday. Is it on the screen? It says Thursday. I could have set this up much better. I just cut off where I did. So this is where we start. Thursday, 16th of September, 1965. Srila Prabhupada is on board the ship Jaladuta. They are approaching Boston. One day before docking in Boston, Srila Prabhupada entered. He had a diary, as many of you know, called the Jaladuta Diary. At least that's what it is now termed. It wasn't that Prabhupada wrote on the diary Jaladuta Diary, but it was primarily the diary which Prabhupada kept when he was on the Jaladuta. So this is, I think, the second but last entry in that diary. He had another diary which was called The Beginning, or is called The Beginning, of Prabhupada's mission in America. That diary is not so well known. It is available now. This diary had been left behind by Srila Prabhupada in New York when wherever he went, in his trunk. And it was all, I don't know if anyone else knew about his existence. One devotee had someone or other had taken that diary into his custody and had not revealed it to the world in general until, I don't know how long ago, maybe 15 years ago. Not so long ago. So for decades this diary was, even if knowledge of its existence was there, knowledge of its whereabouts was not there. Anyway, eventually that devotee revealed the diary, Prabhupada's handwritten diary, which was now called The Beginning, which records some of Prabhupada's preaching pastimes during the first 9 months of his being in America. Not much, 1 or 2 entries after that, but hardly any. Up to the beginning of July. After that, nothing really recorded. Up to basically the incorporation of ISKCON, so maybe 10 months. So anyway, we're not going to go much there today. We're going to stick with Boston. Prabhupada's arrival in Boston. So today is the 35th day of our journey. Some of you complain when you have a 4-hour drive to reach New Mayapur. Isn't it? Oh my, you must be still shaking from your journey from London to here on the bus, some of you. Right? What an ordeal. And don't worry, you've got another one going back. Something to look forward to. And Prabhupada wasn't on the bus, on a boat. So it appears here it's a 36th day. That's 5 weeks, just over 5 weeks on the boat. Huh? And of course, the pure devotee is never alone. But from a material perspective, he was alone. He didn't have anyone. The captain was a nice man, Captain Pandya, but he wasn't a, not like with a practicing Vaishnav lifestyle exactly, although devotee in his own way. Not some, and Prabhupada did spend time talking to him, he did spend time preaching to other members of the crew, no doubt. But primarily as, Gaudiya Vaishnav, Acharya in his case, pure devotee, no one directly to associate with on the boat. Huh? The association was largely internal. Internal. Prabhupada said, I never forgot my spiritual master for a moment. He was always meditating upon his instruction. The instruction of the spiritual master is our life and soul. That was the impetus for this movement, based upon Srila Prabhupada's accepting Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj's instructions as his life and soul. It's the basic principle, isn't it, of spiritual life, as explained in the prayers or that we say in the morning, or the commentaries of Vishwanath Chakravarti, etc., which inspired Srila Prabhupada, gave him that conviction, or ever renewed conviction, to push forward. So today is the 35th day of our journey, and yesterday night at about 10:30 p.m. we have turned one wheel, whatever, question mark. We've moved around, I think Prabhupada's boat turned direction, towards northeastern corner from the Bermuda latitude towards Boston port. So you can probably understand that Prabhupada was discussing with the captain. It's unlikely that Srila Prabhupada himself was a nautical navigator. Although he is in the real sense of the term, but not in terms of, the terminology which is used, let's say. Bermuda latitude. The first officer told me that they never had such experience of the Atlantic Ocean. And he ascribed the good luck to me, Prabhupada's writing, The Prabhupada was on the boat. He said that never in his life has he seen such a peaceful crossing over the Atlantic. There are other stories in relationship to that, but we're not going to go there either. I said, yes, it is all Lord Krishna's grace, because due to my severe type of seasickness, he has himself taken charge of the ship. In expansion, the Lord is rowing the oars. We shall certainly reach to America port safely. Well, there's a few, you could say, good pointers there. Krishna rowing the oars, or rowing our boat, captain of our ship, you will definitely reach the safe shore. America, of course, not our goal, but whatever our goal is. If Krishna is rowing the boat, he is in one sense, but if we recognize that and we cooperate with that, how do we cooperate? We receive the instructions of the spiritual master as our life and soul, then we will reach the far shore. The whole day was clear sunshine, but at 4 p.m. the sky all of a sudden became foggy. Sometimes in our lives, sometimes it becomes a little foggy. The sun became dim, covered by foggy weather. The horizon is still visible. Let us see what is still ahead. The ship is stopped completely at about 6 p.m. So we're still on the 16th rather, on account of dense fog. Be Lord Krishna pleased to get out of this fog. By the grace of Lord Krishna, the fog was cleared. After 2 to 3 hours, and the ship started. The whole night was non-disturbing. So now we're the night of the 36th, and today on the 36th day of our journey, we reached safely to Boston Port at 5:30 a.m. So the boat docked at 5:30 a.m. on the 17th of September. Early morning. There's not a picture of the boat. There's even discussion on which the actual boat, there are two schools of thought, which Jaladuta it was. The one we normally see, and now there's another one which historically was the actual one, according to evidence. Anyway, whatever it was. This is not the Jaladuta, don't worry. But that is, if you can see it, maybe it's a little clear or unclear, I don't know. Is it? Can you see anything? It's not a very good slide. Is it visible or not? Yes. Otherwise we can shut a few windows or something, but you probably need them open. That is it doesn't look like very impressive. It doesn't look like anything much really. It's the Commonwealth Pier. It looks like some kind of long building, which is what it is. Commonwealth Pier. So Prabhupada boat docked there. We are now on the dockyard at Boston, and at 10 a.m. the customs officers and others came on the ship. They have now issued the admittance permission after due checking, etc. So Prabhupada's on the boat. The customs officers come on and they do the checking on the ship. And then Prabhupada said, I saw the Boston town with captain. It is very nice, and I should describe it in a separate note. 36th day from starting from Calcutta port today. And this is, well, you can interpret it as you like, but it seems to go backwards. Today we are expected to reach Boston port in the morning. So it seems that that little note is kind of from the day before, in one sense, but it appears on this day. We stayed the whole night and day and night rather, at Boston. The whole day of the 17th and up till the 4 p.m. on the 18th, Prabhupada was in Boston Harbor. 1.5 days. They have a sign there, and there's a sign, Commonwealth Pier. I went there, on this particular day, the devotees in Boston, they have a special, program on this day. And they rent a boat, and, they go around the harbor. Whoever's there, 100, 200 devotees on board the boat, and they, talk about Prabhupada's arrival and read and chant and feast. And we come to the Commonwealth Pier, and there they do arti, Pushpanjali. It's a holy place. It's the very first place that Prabhupada's feet touched American soil. He did, the first time Prabhupada stepped on American soil, as on this pier, Commonwealth Pier. And he brought the real wealth, which is meant for everyone. That's a very poor slide. I just took them from the internet, so there are very few pictures. The one in the middle is not the Commonwealth Pier, it's the one on the right. The one in the middle was the biggest fish pier in America, maybe I don't know about the world, but certainly in America. It was a fish pier, fishing. Well, Prabhupada also could be seen as a fisher of man, as they say in the Bible. And the boat which he was on, by the name itself, was almost prophetic. Jaladuta is a very prophetic name. What does it mean?
Water messenger.
Yeah, the messenger of the ocean or the water. The messenger of the ocean. Or you could say the messenger across the ocean. It's a very relevant name of the boat. That's the front entrance of the Commonwealth Pier, at least it was. And there's a view from the Commonwealth Pier of Boston skyline. Perhaps what Prabhupada saw, more or less, when he arrived. He says he saw the skyline. That's it. When I first came, I had no money. So I got a free passage through some Indian steam navigation company. So I came by ship. So when I was on the ship at Boston Port, Commonwealth Port, I was thinking, I have come here. I do not know what is the purpose, because how the people will accept this movement. They are differently educated. And as soon as I will say, so my dear sir, you have to give up meat eating, give up illicit sex, no intoxication and gambling, they will say, please go home. So I was thinking that I will propose something which is impossible. Anyway, let me try. Prabhupada thought his god brothers had been to Europe. They achieved something, but not very much. So, if I go there, I'm going to have to do something. Otherwise, it's like maybe, I don't know, my coming here to France or something, If I went to England or some other place, if you will, what are you doing, Come to France, wow, you get praised. A tiny little bit of service which we're trying to render. They say that in a desert, a castor oil plant is very big. A small plant. So Prabhupada, let me try. I will go to America. No one has been there. It's like chasing a rhino. Prabhupada used this term sometimes. Chasing rhinos. You've seen the books? How many of you have read those books? Chasing Rhinos. Not many. Very exciting, right? He has a... Oh gosh, not again. What's happening? Turn off the electricity.
We already requested the company for change, so they will come soon. We've already paid everything done. Change is little food, which are always costly.
This is twice this morning. That's unusual. Yes, because of too much cooking. Too much cooking. You're eating too much. Put everyone on a raw diet, we'll have no problems. Yeah. Chasing rhinos. Well, we do have one set on the book table, if anyone's interested. Exciting. They say there's not one in the temple room, huh? Well, that's good news. Everyone should come in the temple room. At least it's more tolerable in here. So, Prabhupada used this example. Chase, nobody expects you to catch a rhino. So if you don't catch the rhino, no one's going to criticize you. And if you catch a rhino, everyone will say, "Oh, wow, how did you do that?" So it's a win-win situation, huh? Of course, this is transcendental arrangement here, but still, Prabhupada thought like that. Prabhupada said that when he was in a lecture in Atlanta in '75. There's Prabhupada walking on the Commonwealth Pier. He visited the Commonwealth Pier again, I think in '68 or something. And he went for a walk around that area where he landed, you know. He had a look at it again. 2 or 3 years later. These pictures are from that time. Hari Sori Prabhu, talking to Prabhupada. If you were only sponsored for 1 month, how is it that you were able to extend your visa all the time? Prabhupada, I was extending. The immigration officer came in Boston in my boat. He inquired about this, so he asked me, "Sir, Swamiji, how long you want to stay?" So I thought, I have no shelter, I have no money, but I have got the return ticket. So I did not know how long. And Prabhupada started laughing. He asked me, "How long you want to stay?" So I thought, in these circumstances, I can stay at most 2 months. Because I have no means where to stay, how to eat, where shall I go? You know, Prabhupada he was thinking, will they have anything to eat in America? What do they eat? Burgers? Burgers? What else they eat? I don't know. Prabhupada bought a big bag of, what was it? Huh? Oats or something like that, maybe flat rice, I don't know, a big bag of something from India with him. Oats were not very common in India at that time, very rare. Big bag of cereal, it says, with him. So I may struggle for 2 months. He immediately sanctioned 2 months. I could not think that I shall be able to. Prabhupada starts laughing. He never thought. Prabhupada was just totally depending on Krishna. That 1 month, we're there sponsoring. So I thought, another 1 month, that's all. This gentleman has sponsored 1 month, so that is guaranteed. Then I can stay another month, that's all. So after that, I was staying here and there without any fixity. So I was extending the visa. Each time, I was paying $10. Another 3 months. Another 3 months, like that. 1 year was finished, they refused. No extension. That was Prabhupada's first year. Then he went to Canada. So we're going to sing now. One thing, to me, the most significant thing, and it may be different for different devotees, but for me, the thing that stands out most about Prabhupada's short stay on Boston Harbor was his first written document in the Western world. The very first thing which he wrote. And as you can see, it's called Markine Bhagavata Dharma. Many of you are familiar with this. This was written in the morning of September the 18th, 1965, on board the ship. Alone in his cabin. No one on the planet knew what was going on. Nobody cared, practically. Nobody was there with Prabhupada. Unrecorded in world news. But the most significant event that has ever practically taken place since goodness knows when has taken place, that Prabhupada has arrived in Boston to carry the greatest message of all, to distribute this message on behalf of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Acharyas to everybody. So what does this mean, Markine Bhagavat Dharma? You'll need the harmonium in a minute. What does it mean? Markine Bhagavat Dharma. You probably know what Bhagavat Dharma means, isn't it? What is Bhagavat Dharma? Bhagavat Dharma? Well, we could say simply Krishna consciousness. That is the real Bhagavat Dharma. Service to the Supreme Lord or the devotees. Markine. Pardon? In this case, Bhagavat Dharma is referring to preaching the message of Bhagavan in America. That's what Prabhupada's title is. Preaching Krishna consciousness in America. Of course, that goes beyond the shores of America, goes to the whole world, maybe beyond the world even. Preaching Krishna consciousness. And we're often talking about constitution for ISKCON. We have the incorporation document, which is guidelines. But the constitution, I'm not much into all these things. For me, this is the constitution document in of itself. It says everything. Everything that's really needed to say. This movement is not running on rules and regulations. It's not running on institutional frameworks. These things are utilized. They may be necessary at different stages. But what really counts, what's that saying they have? The spirit of the law? Does anyone remember that saying, English saying? Pardon? The letter of the law, Andy? The spirit of the law outweighs the letter of the law. So what does that mean? The intention? The intention behind it. The life, the spirit, the purpose, the mission, I don't know. All different ways you could look at it. And not just the framework. It's the life. A building is useless unless there's some reasonable usage for it, some purpose. That means life. Some people are completely addicted to the letter of the law. Maybe at certain stages, that's if the law is correct, that can be very necessarily helpful. But it's not in of itself the goal. It's not the purpose. One has to find out what the purpose is within. We could apply that to many things, practically everything really. What is it really for? What is the purpose of the law? What is the purpose of a structure? What is the purpose of an institution? That should be emphasized and arranged to focus on the purpose. So we're going to sing this song and then go through it a little bit, if time allows. And Madunga is there. It might take a little while to get warmed up, so you can wait for one stanza or two before you... Because if you start off on the wrong note, it's difficult to get back onto the right one.
Can you tell us the translation before we sing, so we know what we're talking
Okay, we can do it. That's good. I do that sometimes and sometimes not. This particularly was a quick presentation, quick put together, so it's the other way around in this. So we're going to go through the translation first, so we have an idea of what we're singing or trying to sing. I didn't translate the last part, the Hare Krishna mantra there. I hope you know what it means. So you can imagine, Srila Prabhupada is alone. He's got the most momentous task you can imagine ahead of him. The greatest opportunity, risk, challenge, call it what you may. And this still is there for all of us. This opportunity to take that step. I think Vaisheshika Prabhu often uses this, isn't it? What's he say? There's something to do with the Jaladuta, isn't it? Get on your Jaladuta or something and go out there. We're going to be, hopefully, if I don't know what's happening with the weather this afternoon, but if all's well, we're going to the local city of Tours for Sankirtan. And some of you may be joining us. Hands up, anyone who's joining us this afternoon. Is it all being organized? Transport, instruments. I'm not my job. I hope someone's organizing everything. We should be ready at 2:30 with all the vehicles there at 2:30. Not start thinking about it at 2:30. Where are the books? Oh, forgot to bring them. Where's the cartel? Well, I've got one pair. Who brought the sound system? Oh, I gave it to so-and-so. Where are they? I don't know. They never came. Where do we go? Nobody knows what's happening around here. Nothing absolutely uncommon. We do, fingers crossed, it's okay when there's only 8 of us, but there's going to be at least 80 by the sounds of it. Is that right? I think so. Somebody at least has to be there. Someone's going to say, well, there's no vehicles. Well, how are we going to go? Somebody has to be there to talk to and answer what we are going to do. A bus is coming, is that right?
Yeah, London bus is going. Yeah.
London bus. We have a London bus. We're not going to London, we're in France. What's a London bus doing here?
We brought one with us from London.
You brought it from London?
We brought it from London to here.
Oh, very good. Well, that's come a long way. So you have one bus. How many people? I don't know. How many? 50. That's a good start. Anyway, we hope that there'll be enough cars. If you've got a car, if you happen to come by car, and you're coming on Harinam, it would be nice if you could turn up before 2:30 with your car outside the front of the castle. Huh? We are bringing books. You don't need to bring books. Some of you would like to, who would like to distribute books? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my goodness, we're going to have more on books than we are on Harinam. It doesn't include our own local Sankirtan party, so. Okay, well, we're not on Oxford Street, by the way. Anyway, you can interchange, if you want, between Harinam and book distribution as you feel inspired. And it is Saturday. It's quite busy if the weather allows. It's not a bad place. But let's see. So we'll sort that out. We'll have the books with us. We'll talk about that later when we're on the spot. Okay, so 2:30 we leave, is that right? We'd like to leave at 2:30, not start getting ready to leave, you know. Oh, I just got to put my dhoti on. I forgot my tilak. Oh, someone's pinched my shoes. I got to go to the toilet. That was too much lunch again today. I'm eating too much. Try to be ready, please, on time. So we'll read the translation. And this is the mood of Srila Prabhupada. The mission is based, foundational mood. Not about doing things. It's the attitude, Prabhupada says, that we do things. Everything rests on our attitude. Huh? Not upon our knowledge. That can be utilized. It's necessarily utilized. Not upon our karma. Use it, no problem. Not upon the abilities given to us by the Lord, no problem, use them. But it's really based upon our attitude. And we can see in this prayer, this song of Srila Prabhupada, poem, prayer, call it what you will, Srila Prabhupada is revealing the real inner heart attitude of a Vaishnava. My dear Lord Krishna, you are so kind upon this useless soul. One of the reasons I do it the other way around is because once we're in the rhythm, we have a little tiny musical background behind the reading. But our musician is very busy on WhatsApp right now. My dear Lord Krishna, you can light a very gentle drone, not too loud. My dear Lord Krishna, you are so kind upon this useless soul. But I do not know why you have brought me here. Now you can do whatever you like with me. But I guess you have some business here. Otherwise, why would you bring me to this terrible place? Prabhupada is talking about America. This terrible place. Most Indian people dream of the time they can get the green card. They do anything to get the green card. Isn't it, Ochan? At least they used to. Yeah. And most American people will do anything to get a green card. You know what a green card is? What is it? It's an American visa, a long-term visa. You can get eventually citizenship. What? Dream come true. Prabhupada is saying this terrible place. Not too loud. Most of the population here is covered by the material modes of ignorance and passion. Absorbed in material life, they think themselves very happy and satisfied. And therefore they have no taste for the transcendental message of Vasudeva. As long as we've got a taste for the material sense gratification, we can never have a real taste for Krishna consciousness. We don't really understand it. You may learn things, but we haven't really understood what it is. I do not know how they will be able to understand it. But I know your causeless mercy can make everything possible. I need a button presser, because you are the most expert mystic. How will they understand the mellows of devotional service? Oh Lord, I'm simply praying for your mercy, so that I will be able to convince them about your message. All living entities have come under the control of the illusory energy by your will. And therefore, if you like, by your will, they can also be released from the clutches of illusion. All these verses, you could say, could be expanded, explained, and this one particularly. How is it that all living entities are under the illusion by the will of the Lord? Does He want us to be an illusion? Is it random? Does He just like grab a whole bunch of jivas and throw them under the influence of Maya? Hard luck, Joe. You were standing in the wrong place when I put my hand there. Do your best. What does it mean? Yes.
We want to enjoy separately from the Lord, so we give an opportunity.
He wants to what?
Because we want to enjoy separately, we give us the opportunity.
We want
Yes.
to enjoy separately from Him. Those who are parents sometimes experience that with your child, huh? Despite the fact you advise them, no, don't do it. or you don't need that. They insist, but they can't get it unless you provide it. Right? They want some toy in the window, another useless toy. They insist. Okay, if you really insist, then you give. There you go. But they can't buy it on their own. Krishna, Prabhupada writes, he said, Krishna has created this material universe because of us, because of our desire. It has no reason for being otherwise. Simply because of our desire. So he's basically reciprocating. As they surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Huh? So he's reciprocating according to our desire. We cannot fulfill our desire. Everything belongs to Krishna. If you want to enjoy that which belongs to Krishna, only by Krishna's grace, he gives us the chance. So his will has to be there also. And how will we get out of this world? We can make a rocket. I think they're making nice rockets now. Maybe you can, I don't know if in France they have a rocket which gets us out of the material world. They do? Can you fly out of the material world? No, it's only by the mercy of Krishna. Even the Mayavadis, they also realize this is an illusion. They want to bring it to an end. But only by the grace of Krishna will that happen. But we have to make our effort. It's not random either. We have to get it. We have to evoke his mercy to release us somehow or another. And then Prabhupada says, very significant, I wish that you may deliver them. The desire of a pure devotee is very powerful. I wish that you may. Not that I wish that you may deliver them. He's appealing to the Lord. Please deliver them, my Lord. There's a beautiful purport. It's in the pastime of Shivananda Sain and his dog. Some of you know that very well. Prabhupada is talking about how that dog went back to Godhead because because Shivananda Sain accepted that dog. He took shelter of Shivananda Sain, who was a pure devotee of the Lord. And Prabhupada writes that dog, because he took shelter of pure devotee, was eligible to go back to Godhead by the grace of Lord Chaitanya. Prabhupada writes that he hopes that all of his disciples become pure devotees of the Lord. It was the desire of Shivananda saying that dog be delivered. Prabhupada said, if all my disciples become pure devotees, by their desire alone, all the living entities can go back to Godhead, even without their knowledge. Pretty powerful. We don't know what's going on. Vasudev Datta, Haridas Thakur delivered the whole universe. It doesn't look like it. Well, what can we see? We just see a bunch of flesh and skin. We can't see the movement of the soul at all. Lord Chaitanya said, even if they all go back to Godhead, you won't notice anything. The whole universe will be filled up again. There are countless living entities, dormant, about to, enter into a body. It will be filled up again. You won't see any change. Externally. If one mustard seed is lost out of a bag of mustards, you don't notice any difference. The universe is nothing. We're seeing it as so big, huh? Nothing. Not even one mustard in a mustard bag. Pure devotees see way above our relative perception. Therefore, if you so desire their deliverance, then only will they be able to understand your message. Now here's another significant factor. Something related there. Krishna can do anything, even as he likes. But this is the normal situation. Understanding the message. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tatpataha. Come on, all together. Next line, come on, next line. Keep on singing. Difficult when you sing, isn't it? Nice to sing though. One who understands the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities in this world, what happens to them? Pardon? Don't take birth again. Attain my abode, huh? Back to Godhead. That's through a change of heart. Whatever causes it, Krishna can make it happen immediately. If so, he can do anything. But this is the usual process. We have to desire the change of heart. If to hear, as we've been hearing, subject matter, then we have to take up that which is the process to change our hearts. And this is the process. How to understand this message of Bhagavatam. The words of Srimad Bhagavatam are your incarnation. And if a sober person repeatedly receives it with submissive oral reception, repeatedly receives it with submissive oral reception, then he will be able to understand your message. Hearing regularly, we heard the verse maybe this morning. Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati tamashoke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee, who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam, and by rendering a service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed. And loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. As soon as irrevocable loving service is established in the heart, the effects of nature's modes of passion and ignorance, such as lust, desire and hankering, disappear from the heart. Thus the devotee is established in goodness, and he becomes completely happy. Thus established in a mode of unalloyed goodness, the man whose mind has been enlivened by contact with devotional service to the Lord gains positive, scientific knowledge of the personality of Godhead. In the stage of liberation from all material association, thus the knot in the heart is pierced, and all misgivings are cut to pieces. The chain of fruitive actions is terminated when one sees the self as master. Some translations it's the big S, referring to the Supreme Lord. Some it's the small. It could be either. When we understand that the soul is above this material energy, above the mind, above the intellect, above the body. It could be seen like that also. He will become liberated from the influence of the modes of ignorance and passion. And thus all inauspicious things accumulated in the core of the heart will disappear. How will I make them understand this message of Krishna consciousness? I was appealing like this. It's not that he comes with some kind of, structural formula. It's just depending on the mercy of Krishna to guide him to fulfill this mission. I am very unfortunate, unqualified, and most fallen. I am seeking your benediction so that I can convince them, for I am powerless to do so on my own. Somehow or another, O Lord, you have brought me here to speak about you. Now, my Lord, it is up to you to make me a success or a failure as you like. O spiritual master of all the worlds, I can simply repeat your message. So if you like, you can make my power of speaking suitable for their understanding. Only by your causeless mercy will my words become pure. I'm sure that when this transcendental message penetrates their hearts, they will definitely feel gladdened and thus become liberated from all unhappy conditions of life. O Lord, I am just like a puppet in your hands. So if you have brought me here to dance, then make me dance. Make me dance, O Lord. Make me dance as you like. Puppet of Jesus. Puppet in the Lord's hands. I have no devotion, nor do I have any knowledge. But I have strong faith in the holy name of Krishna. I have been designated as Bhaktivedanta. And now, if you like, you can fulfill the real purport of Bhakti Vedanta. Signed, the most unfortunate, insignificant beggar. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. On board the ship Jaladuta, Commonwealth Pier, Boston, Massachusetts, USA, 18th of September 1965. We're going to go back to the beginning of the song now, the Sanskrit, for Bengali. We're going to play the harmonium. Baro kripa kahile Krishna adame prati Baro kripa kahile Krishna adame prati Kilagia nileta koro ebegati Kilagia nilaeta koro ebegati Ache kichu kajataba Eyanu mane Ache kichu kajataba Eyanu mane Nahe kino ani bene yuga stane Nahe kino ani bene yuga stane Rajastamo Guneva Sabai Achana Sabai Vasudeva Kata Ruchina He Sepasana Vasudeva Kata Ruchina He Sepasana Tabe Jadi Taba Kripa Hoy hoy tuki Tahe jari takipa Hoy hoy tuki Sakali sambhava hoy to me Seko tuki Sakali sambhava hoy to me Seko tuki Kibave pujale tara Buje serasa Kibave pujale tara Buje Heta kripa koro prabhu Kori nijabasha Tomara ichaya sabha Hoy Mayapasha Tomara Ichaya nasha mayara parasha Tomara Ichaya nasha mayara parasha Avaicha Vaijadi Tadera udar Avaecha Puji nishaya tabe kata se toma Ujibe nishaya tabe kata se toma Bhagavate kata se Bhagavata Bhagavate Bhagavata Tiraya Shune Jade Kane Baba Shinvatang Svakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanaha Vidyantaksto Hyabhadrani Vidunati Saritsatam Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Tamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Tadarajas Tamo Bhava Kamalo Bhadayaschaye Cheta anavidam stitam sattve pasitati Evam prasana manaso Bhagavat bhakti yogataha Bhagavat tattva vijnana mukta sangasya jayate Vidyate vidaya gandhi Vidyante sava samshaya Shriyante shashakaramani Vishtaivatmani Vishvare Rajastamo Atetabe Pahibe Nishta Hidaya Abhadrasate Kuchipe Tahar কি করে পূজাবো কথা ভরসে চাই কি করে পূজাবো কথা ভরসে চাই ক্ষুদ্রামে হীনা কোনো শক্তি নাই ক্ষুদ্রামে হীনা কোনো শক্তি নাই অথচ এনেছো প্রভু কথা বলিবারে ये তোমার ইচ্ছা প্রভু করো अकेल जगत गुरु बचन से अलंकित करिबा कमथा तब कृपा हले कथा शुरा हबे कथा शुरा हबे शुनिया सबारा शोका दुख ये कुछ भी शुनिया सबारा शोका दुख ये कुछ भी ओवानी आछो जरी प्रभु आमारे नाथे आनी आछो जरी प्रभु नाचायो प्रभु नाचायो हे माथे नाचायो नाचायो हे माथे काष्टेरा पुताली जता नाचायो हे माथे नाचरा पुताली जता नाचायो हे माथे Bhakti Vedanta Name Sartak Koro. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Grantaraj, we're not quite finished, almost. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. And this is a picture, of course, of the original Srimad Bhagavatams, printed in India before Srila Prabhupada journeyed to America. Of course, covers were put on these books. You've seen a beautiful cover of the universe, Radha Krishna and the material universes. Alone Prabhupada went. We sometimes say that Srila Prabhupada, what did he do? He went to America. What did he have with him? How many?
3 kg.
Pardon?
3 kg.
200 sets. 3 volume sets, not full sets. 200 sets. They were on trunks loaded on board in Cochin when the boat docked on its way to Boston. He also had with him a brochure. Now Prabhupada said, when he was said, Srila Prabhupada, you went to America with the Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada said, no, I didn't. He said, Srimad Bhagavatam went to America and took me with him. The devotee doesn't think that we're being taken by Krishna, by His grace. Not that we're the doer. For the Western world, it's quite antique printing. If you've ever seen them or tried to read them, the English is quite broken. Sometimes difficult for people to follow unless they're a little bit familiar, more familiar than usual, let's say, with English language, and they can pick it up easier. Although it's hard to follow and takes a little effort. And we know in the Srimad Bhagavatam, what is in the 5th chapter, I can't remember the verse. There's a famous verse, someone can find it, even if imperfectly composed. How's it go? Somebody, very loud and clear, please. Tadbhag Vishago. Shrinvanti Gayanti. And what is the translation?
Even though it's imperfectly composed, those who are intelligent, they will accept it wholeheartedly. And it will bring about a revolution in consciousness.
Someone can just get the verse, and while we move on to the next point, and we'll read the clear verses. A very significant verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. To such an extent that Prabhupada includes it at the beginning of the Srimad Bhagavatam. We've already read the translation to these verses, which we try to sing. And whilst we're waiting, we'll just read 1 or 2 more things. This is a question asked by Pradyumna, Prabhupada's Sanskrit editor. What if people don't want to hear a message, Srila Prabhupada? Prabhupada said the people might not understand our message, but Krishna will be pleased. Thank you, Prabhu. Krishna will be pleased. Now listen carefully, this is an important point. The people may not understand our message, but Krishna will be pleased. And that is our mission. What is our mission? Pardon?
Preach Krishna consciousness.
To please Krishna. That's our mission. We may say our mission is this or that, but the actual mission is to please Krishna. That is our mission, Prabhupada says. We must not be disappointed that no one is hearing Krishna consciousness, Prabhupada says. He said this in Boston when he was at the Commonwealth Pier. This is when he visited again. We will say it to the moon and the stars and all directions. We will cry in the wilderness. Because Krishna is everywhere. We want to get a certificate from Krishna. We want to get a certificate from Krishna. Not a master's degree like many of you may have or aspire for. We want a servant's degree, not a master's degree. who own a certificate from Krishna that this man has done something for me. Not popularity. If a pack of asses say you are good, what is that? Pack of asses, Prabhupada said. We have to please Krishna's senses with purified senses. Prabhupada came with him on the boat to Boston with one brochure. A small brochure. You can see it in various ISKCON, maybe a few places. I don't know if they've had it in London, but in Vrindavan, you can see this copy of this little brochure that Prabhupada took with him. I believe it was printed. Mr. Choksi, Samadhi Maharaj's secretary, of course on the request of Prabhupada, printed this in Boston before he left. That was also taken on board the ship to America, and this is the front of that. It's a little hard to read. It's, so you can say it's probably a photo of the actual brochure. But here we'll see what it says. It says, Srimad Bhagavatam, India's message of peace and goodwill. 60 volumes of elaborate English version. Prabhupada's got these 3 volumes only at this point of time. 60 volumes of elaborate English version by Tridandi Goswami, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, carried by the Scindia or Scindia, however you pronounce it, Steam Navigation Company Limited, Bombay. A little footnote on that brochure. All over the world, carried all over the world for scientific knowledge of God. It's actually a continuation of the same sentence. It's carried all over the world for scientific knowledge of God. Yes, all over the world, not just America. Scientific knowledge of God. And in that brochure, Prabhupada writes, the suffering of the entire human society can at once be brought under control simply by individual practice of bhakti yoga, a simple and easy process of chanting the holy name of God. Every country, every nation, every community throughout the world has some conception of the holy name of God, and as such, either the Hindus or the Mohammedans or the Christians, everyone can easily chant the holy name of God in a meditative mood, and that will bring about the required peace and goodwill in the present problematic human society. More now than ever before, it's always like that. Ever increasing need for the chanting of the holy name, the spreading of this Sankirtan movement. And Prabhupada said, any inquiry in this connection, or it's not Prabhupada saying, this brochure has comments of others in there, different references. Any inquiry in this connection will be gladly answered by Sri Swamiji. The Hindus generally chant the holy name of God in 16 chain of transcendental sound composed of 32 alphabets as Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The Vedic literatures like the Upanishads and the Puranas do recommend chanting of the above-mentioned 16 holy names at a stretch, and Lord Sri Chaitanya, who preached this cult of chanting the holy name of God, gave special importance on these transcendental sounds. In this age of Kali, or the age of hate, hypocrisy, corruption and quarrel, the only remedial measure is that every man should chant the holy name of the Lord both individually and collectively. The glories of the holy name have been described by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his 8 verses of Sikshastakam, which run as follows. In that brochure, I'm not going to read it, but Prabhupada included the Sikshastakam prayers. Very fundamental, foundational prayers in our Krishna consciousness life. And we recite them here every morning, of course after Mangalarti. Very, very important prayers. Spoken by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, recorded. and are here with us today in order to help to guide us on our path back to Godhead, or to fulfill the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Sikshastakam prayers. You all have access to those. And the brochure goes on. Chanting of the holy name of God is recommended for everyone, both for the mass of people and the class of people. Those who are scholars, philosophers, scientists, religious and educated may read the English version of Srimad Bhagavatam by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami with particular attention to the purpose appended with each and every verse. So this sounds like, it's another personality writing this particular brochure, no doubt guided by Srila Prabhupada. Maybe Mr. Choksi put it together. It says he made the brochure, but what that means I don't know. They have appreciated the publications as follows. This is referring to scholars. Srila Prabhupada very much liked it when scholars or significant persons made comment on his books. This is one of the things that brought great pleasure to Prabhupada. When he heard from some scholar or somebody some praise or some recognition of the books. Well, Prabhupada said they're Krishna's books, not his. He said Krishna wrote these books. But Prabhupada was very happy when people appreciate the books written by Krishna. At a time when not only the people of India, but those of the West need the chastening quality of love and truth in a corrupting atmosphere of hate and hypocrisy, a work like this will have uplifting and corrective influence. What is God? He is truth. He is love. Even an atheist must accept the supremacy of those qualities and how much they are needed by the people of the world who have been taught to deny God and those qualities. Do not require... What is that? Maybe I read it wrong. Been taught to deny God and these qualities do not require much emphasis. And these qualities do not require much emphasis. The people are taught you don't need to hear about God and these qualities and so on. It's not important, but it is important. Most important thing as we're hearing this morning. The author has attempted a tremendous task. A perusal will give us in the sample measure a knowledge of the original. One time when Shivaram Swami wrote his Vyasa Puja, maybe in the 90s, I don't know, a long time ago, he referred to an incident which took place during the time when some of you may remember, the Bhaktivedanta Manor. There was a big campaign. Some people were trying to stop the worship at Bhaktivedanta Manor for various reasons. And it became a big issue. It went to the Parliament House, in Houses of Parliament, discussed by the members of Parliament. It went to the Queen of England. She also heard about this case. And her counsel, the person who represents her in Parliament, very important man. His word means a lot. He's speaking on behalf of the Queen. And Shivaram Swami went to see him with maybe some other devotees. And they approached him. And the man looked at them and said, "You do not know what an amazing thing, what an incredible thing your spiritual master has done." Queen's counsel said to him. Of course, the man was very old, way in his 70s. Shivaram Maharaj was probably in his 40s. So you don't know what an amazing thing your spiritual master has done. What a thing to say to a disciple, sannyasi, GBC member, saying you don't know what he's done. How do you know what he's done? I mean, you're drinking liquor, smoking cigarettes, eating meat, you've never seen him, you're not chanting Hare Krishna, what are you talking about? Well, he didn't say that, obviously. That would have defeated the whole purpose. It was a test. So, usual Indian way. Yes, no. And he repeated, you don't know what an amazing thing your spiritual master has done. And Shivaram Maharaj didn't really know what to say. It's very difficult. What are you supposed to say? I do or I don't or what? If you say I do, then you're in an argument. It could be. If you say I don't, then you're made to look like a fool. That's kind of like an interesting one. And then the man said, I'll tell you why you don't understand. He said, because you're a young man. He said, I am an old man. I know what it's like. He said, at that age, but he said, I read your book. He read Your Ever Well Wisher, little book about Prabhupada. He said, at that age, nobody can do what he did. It is impossible. Impossible. So he could recognize that. At that age, alone, going to America with no money, no contacts practically, no friends, no support, only Krishna's, Guru Maharaj's instruction. Alone, you could say armed with yoga, he went alone to the battlefield and fought. And this movement is here because of that. We have no doubt that with the publication of these volumes, the rightful interpretations of the Bhagavatam, which has been the gift of Sri Chaitanya and his Goswami followers, has now been available to the English-knowing world for the first time. The elaborate method is very helpful to the ardent student of Bhagavatam who lacks in Sanskrit knowledge. It is admitted in all hands that Bhagavatam is the most difficult text among the Puranas. We are hearing a little bit about that this morning from Maharaj. The author richly deserved the gratitude of the devotees for his pious, learned labor of love. These volumes speak very highly of Swamiji's scholarship and especially of his love and cultural pursuits, which, when we look into the enormous labor and sacrifice in producing them, single-handed, and that too at ripe age of 68, that was before he came to the West. We earnestly pray to the Almighty that he may spare Swamiji for all the years he may require to finish the magnum opus of 60 volumes and earn the love and gratitude of his fellow men in pursuit of divine love and grace, nay, of the entire humanity. You have done a first-class work and you desire the hearty commendations of every Indian, every Hindu. Your deep and penetrating study of the subject and your philosophic insights are reflected in this book. And there is a picture of the devotees in Boston on the boat which they hire, and they put Jaladuta on the back. HMS Jaladuta, SS Jaladuta, whatever it is. About to embark probably on the journey around Boston Harbor, eventually to arrive at Boston Common. As we said in the beginning, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Gaur Premanandi. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna. So today we have a chance, a little every moment we have a chance, not just today, every moment, we can never repay the debt to Srila Prabhupada, but at least we can endeavor to do something to bring him pleasure, to please Krishna. That's our mission. And the most pleasing thing to Krishna, and his words to Arjuna, one who preaches this message is most dear to me. So let us try to share that if we can this afternoon, if Krishna allows, this message with others in the local city of Tours, through chanting the holy names, distributing books and whatever else we can distribute. Sometimes we have prasadam, I don't know if we do today. It's always nice if we have prasadam to distribute. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So thank you all very much. Please, I hope you have a wonderful 2 more days here at New Mayapur, whatever it is. And thank you all for coming. And we hope to see you again sometime at New Mayapur soon. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. Jai.